Mendenall here, reading Bringing Down the Moon. This story is by Jonathan Emmett. It's illustrated by Vanessa Cavan. And let's see what our second story is. It's going to be an opposite, a true story, and it's called Day and Night Sky. So first we'll have a fictional story, and then we'll have a science lesson. Bringing Down the Moon. Hot diggity, exclaimed a mole as he burrowed out of the ground one night. Whatever's that? The moon was hanging in the sky above him like a bright silver coin. Mole thought it was the most beautiful thing he had ever seen. Imagine never having seen the moon before. Wow. Whatever it is, I must have it, Mole said to himself. I know. I'll jump up and pull it down. Thump, thump, thumpity bump. Could he reach it? Mole was so busy jumping, he didn't think about the noise he was making, and he woke up a rabbit in her burrow. Oh, he was jumping up and down on the burrow. Mole, said Rabbit, what on earth do you think you're doing? Hello, Rabbit, said Mole. I'm trying to pull down that shiny thing. You mean the moon? Asked Rabbit. So that's what it's called? Said Mole. You'll never do that, said Rabbit. It's not as close as it looks. She's got a point, it's not. Yeah. 93 million miles is a long way. But Mole would not give up. I know, he thought. I'll get a stick and poke it down. He found a long stick and poked it up at the moon. Swish, swish, swishity swish. Mole was so busy poking that he tripped over Hedgehog in his bed of leaves. And Hedgehog what? I'm already seeing a pattern here. Hedgehog woke up. Mole, grunted Hedgehog. What are you up to? Hello, Hedgehog, said Mole. I'm trying to poke down the moon. You'll never do that, said Hedgehog. It's not as close as it looks. Hedgehog knows something about it too, because hedgehogs are usually up at night. They see the moon. But Mole would not give up. I know, he thought. I'll throw something at it and knock it down. He found some acorns and threw them at the moon. Plink, plink, plinkety plink. Ouch, said Squirrel. Mole, have you gone nuts? Well, he was throwing nuts. Hello, Squirrel, said Mole. I'm trying to knock down the moon. You'll never do that, said Squirrel. It's not as close as it looks. There's definitely a pattern here. But Mole wanted the moon so badly, he would not give up. I know, he thought. I'll climb a tree and carry it down. Ooh. Doesn't look like he's comfortable with the tree. But then moles are not in trees, right? Mole had never climbed a tree before. It was hard work, and he was scared to be so far from the ground. But he kept on going until he saw the moon resting in the leaves above him. It just looks like it is, right? It's really farther up. Mole stretched out his paws, but just when he thought he had the moon, he slipped. Oh, ouch, ooh. Mole tumbled down and landed splash in the middle of a puddle. Man. Hot diggity drat, thought Mole. I almost had it that time. Then he noticed something floating in the puddle beside him. It was a pale and wrinkled, but Mole recognized it at once. The moon, whispered Mole. It must have fallen down with me. He reached out to pick up the moon, But as soon as he touched it, it broke into pieces and vanished. Did it really break into pieces? No, it's a reflection, right? On the water. Mole doesn't know that. You do. Mole doesn't. Mole sat in the puddle and cried. Rabbit, Hedgehog, and Squirrel came running up. Are you all right, Mole? Asked Rabbit. I'm all right, sobbed Mole. But the moon isn't. I pulled it down and then I broke it and it was so beautiful. And now I'll never see it again. Now, why can't he see it? Like there's clouds up there. Oh, Mole, said Rabbit. You can't pull down the moon. And you couldn't have broken it, said Hedgehog. And you'll certainly see it again, said Squirrel. Look! High up in the sky above them, the moon was coming out from behind a cloud. Oh, whispered Mole, and it's just as beautiful as ever. Whew, he didn't break it after all, thank goodness. Mole, Rabbit, Hedgehog, and Squirrel stood and stared up at the moon together. It is beautiful, said Rabbit. Very beautiful, said Hedgehog. Very beautiful indeed, said Squirrel. Yes, said Mole, but it's not as close as it looks. He learned it's not that close. That was a cute story. This one's called Day and Night. This is the sky during the day. The sun is in the sky. This is the sky at night. The moon is in the sky. Well, sometimes the moon's up during the day, right? Because it kind of does its own cycle. It doesn't just go where the moon's been, right? Daytime. The sun rises in the morning and sets at night. The sun is very hot and bright. It looks like a giant fireball. Oh, yes, it does. Be careful not to look straight at the sun. That's true, or hurt your eyes. Nighttime. The moon looks different at different times of the month. The moon can look like a thin crescent. At another time, it can look full and round. Sometimes you can even see the moon during the day. Absolutely. Oh, the stars. I hope we have time to see the stars. The sun is a star. Yeah, pretty small one. It looks big because it is the closest star to Earth. There are other stars we see only at night. These stars are very far away from Earth. We are always looking for new stars. Maybe one day you will discover one. Yeah. And you can name it what you want, right? All right. Thank you for listening today. Bye.